Hey guys, welcome to Unit 7, Lesson 8. This one's called Compare Solution Methods for Two-Step Equations, but really it's the same concept as Lesson 7, okay? And that's how I encourage you to approach it. So we're going to build equations, and then we're going to use different forms of arithmetic, and that's what it's talking about in the lesson, is talking about like arithmetic and how it applies to algebra. But that's what we're doing. We're just solving the same two-step equations that we've been solving for a couple lessons now. So it's good practice. It's not something you're going to get in just one day. So anyway, there aren't really new concepts, so let's get straight into our examples. This is number 1 from your practice, which is page 12 of your lesson. It says, Gio mows lawns for $25 each. He already has $250 in his bank account, but is trying to save $900. How many lawns will he need to mow to reach his goal? Okay, so he's starting out with $250, right? We know his goal of $900, so we could write that in our equation. We could say, like, that's his goal, that's his total amount he wants to have. He's already got $250, and that's going to be added to the number of lawns he still needs to mow. Well, if he gets paid $25 each time he mows a lawn, in math, each means to multiply. So we're going to be multiplying $25 times the number of lawns. Now, I'm going to use X because sometimes L's can look like 1s, so it's not always the best variable to use. So we'll just use X. Okay, and that's representing the number of lawns he needs to mow in order to reach his goal. Okay, so at this point, everything else is just like what we've practiced over the last couple lessons. We are going to do the inverse operations, and we're going to work backwards with PEMDAS, right? Now, I've been writing out the whole thing, but we're not going to really see parentheses yet. We're not going to see exponents yet. We're going to see a combination of addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. But so first we're going to start by doing addition or subtraction in the order that we see it. So we are adding $250 right now. To get rid of it, we're going to do the opposite, or the inverse. So we're going to subtract $250. We're going to do it from both sides of the equation so that we keep it balanced. 250 minus 250 is 0. So those cancel out, and we're left with 25x on the left. And then 900 minus 250. Well, 900 minus 200 gets us to 700. Minus 50 more gets us to 650. Okay? So all addition and subtraction is gone. Now we're just left with multiplication and division. Right now we are multiplying by x. And so to get rid of it, we're going to do the inverse operation, which is division. So we're going to divide both sides by x. 25 divided by 25 is 1, so we are left with just 1x. And then 650 divided by 25. Well, let's see here. 50 divided by 25 is 2, so I know I'm going to have a 2 in there, right? And then 600 divided by 25. Well, 25 goes into 100 4 times, and 4 times 6, right, for the 600s, is 24. So we'd have 24 plus 2, or 26. So what that means is that Gio would need to mow 26 lawns in order to reach the goal of $900 in the account. Okay? All right. Let's try another one. This is number 4 from your practice. I do remember that. And I'm guessing her name is pronounced Sierra. That's how I'm going to pronounce it. Sierra is baking biscuits for a bake sale. Each batch makes 75 biscuits, and her friend gives her another 60 biscuits. She ends up with 360 biscuits total. Use algebra to solve how many batches she made. So again, we're building the equation and solving. So she ended with 360. Her friend gave her 60. And then each batch, again that word each, there it is, right? Or per batch, per also means to multiply. gives her 75. So we're going to say 75, and we'll do B for batch or B for biscuits. Okay? Now that we have our equation set up, we're going to solve just like we have been. Right now we're adding 60. To get rid of it, we're going to subtract 60. 60 minus 60 is 0, so on the left we are left with 75b. 360 minus 60 is 300. Okay? Right now I'm multiplying by 75 in order to get rid of that and get the variable by itself. I'm going to do the opposite, which is division. Whatever you do to one side, you have to do to the other. So I'm going to divide both sides by 75. 75 divided by 75 is 1. So those cancel out, and I'm just left with 1b, or 1 batch, right? So 1 batch is equal to, and let's see. We know it's 75 biscuits, but 300 divided by 75. Well, 75 plus 75, there's 2 batches. That gets me to 150. 150 plus 150 is 300. So that's 4 batches. Okay? There we go. So she had to make 4 batches of biscuits in order for her to have that many in the end. Okay? All right, last one, number 2 on your quick check. Naya is building a garden. She has 24 feet of fencing and wants it to be in the shape of a rectangle with a length of 3 feet. What does the width need to be? So first off, I think this is a great problem where a picture can help us, right? So we've got this rectangular garden, and it might not be to scale, and that's okay. But like, let's say that this is our length. We've got 3, and if that side is 3, that means this side has to be 3, right? And then we have our width and our width. Okay? So all together we want this to equal, we're going to assume she doesn't want any left over. All right? So she has 24 feet. 24 feet, and that can be broken down. Let's see, we've already used 3 plus 3, and then we have 2 W's, right? So we could say W plus W, and then breaking that down further, well, we know what 3 plus 3 is, right? That's 6, so we've used 6, and then W plus W, we could also write that as 2W, so plus 2W, right? How many W's do you see? 2 of them. At that point, notice we've pretty much set up an equation just like we've been practicing with. And so we're going to solve for our variable. What is the width, right? And that is our final question. What does the width need to be? So right now we have a positive 6, or we need to subtract 6 in order to get rid of it. Whatever you do to one side, you have to do to the other. 6 minus 6 is 0, so those cancel. Over on the right, I've got 2W. And then 24 minus 6, that gets us to 18. Right now I'm multiplying by 2. To get rid of it, I'm going to divide both sides by 2. 2 divided by 2 is 1, so I'm left with 1W on the right. And then 18 divided by 2 is 9. So what that tells me is that the width would have to be 9, and these were feet. So we should have that in our answer as well. We should say 9 feet. And again, check your work. Make sure, when I add all of those up, do they add back to 24? Well, 3 plus 9 is 12. 3 plus 9 is 12, and 12 plus 12 is 24. So we got there. All right, so same concept. We just got to make sure that we understand what the words mean within the word problem. All right, so hang in there, and if you need more help, just let me know.